Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Scot, our consultant. Website www.xpr3.com. That's X in X-ray, P as in Paul, R as in Ralph, the number 3.com. The current time is 12:16 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is the 24th of March, the year 2021. This particular podcast is going to cover a few things. It's going to cover some dreams I recently had, like yesterday, and the subject matter of predation. Now, it's an oddity, but let's start with the dreams and then go into that. For starters, the dreams I had were in the following order. The first dream was about trying to get somewhere, sort of like being on a journey or a mission of some sort. And interestingly enough, I was being severely buffeted and slowed down by a dust storm of a magnitude I personally have never encountered. I mean, I've seen them on TV shows and what have you and on the news, but I've never personally encountered them. And the thing that stuck out about this particular dream was that it's a sort of endeavor that honestly would have required a space suit, a sand-proof space suit, because it was crazy. I mean, just up my nose, down my throat, other places. It was bad. It's like, geez, what's that about? And then the second dream I had, honestly, I only have a vague recollection of it. And that dream, in my memory, seemed to have to do with guns. Handling guns, learning about guns, so on and so forth. So, all right, that was interesting. What'd you eat before you went to sleep? I was like, oh no, man. I don't remember having anything particularly spicy, because when I have anything even vaguely spicy, we're talking like Taco Bell mild level spicy, I have very weird dreams. And it's not that I don't eat Taco Bell that often or that infrequently, but I've noticed over the years, I eat Taco Bell or something on that level, I have strange dreams. I mean, I had something the other day. All right, let's keep the jokes to a minimum here. They were meatballs. Very mildly spicy. Okay, I can hear somebody in the backdrop yelling, oh, that's a spicy meatball. It's like, thank you, Hal, whoever you are. But that was about as close to anything spicy as I can recall ingesting. It's like, that was weird. And then the third dream, I had become some sort of world-class bowling champion. Think of it as on par with Tiger Woods, only with a bowling ball instead of a golf club and golf balls. So I don't really get the connection between those three items, the subject matters and what my brain may or may not have been trying to process. But what do you do? You know, just wanted to make a note of them because they all stuck out. Now, predation, predatory behavior, actions, deeds. Bullying is one thing. It's kind of palpable. It's in your face. You've got some thug giving you grief for your lunch money or your girlfriend or your car or whatever. That's one thing. But there's a different type of predation that I have been witness to. And it's not anything physical. And I wouldn't even necessarily couch it in psychological terms per se. The phrase that keeps ringing in my head is something known as a left-handed compliment. Sort of like they say something seemingly nice to you, but it isn't real, it isn't genuine, it isn't sincere. It's like, hey, what's the point? If you're going to say something nice to somebody, say it and mean it. Don't, have this double meaning set of words and phrases, which are, in my opinion, obviously meant to confuse and cause difficulty to the person you're saying them to. That's not cool. It's not nice, you know? What brings that up? Memories of an individual that I worked for, God, years ago in Oakland. And this for me is a lesson, and hopefully it's a lesson for all the folks that are hearing it. This person was studying psychology. It's like, great, good for you. But in my estimation, instead of coming from the heart and being a decent, conscious soul about it, they seem to spend their time making statements that, again, are what I would refer to as left-handed compliments. Like, well, why bother? You know, and I believe I spoke to them about this directly. I didn't get a straight answer out of them, but I just found it odd. It's like, you're allegedly studying ways and means to help other people, and you're supposed to be helping their minds and their hearts. So why are you spending your time, at least in dealing with me, making statements which A, are confusing, and B, at their core, at their heart, unkind, frankly insulting? You know, and again, didn't get a straight answer out of them. I found that they grew to dislike me when I would bring that to their attention. It's like, well, you can dislike me, but the simpler way to fix that is, well, just don't do that. It doesn't matter how much education you have or how much you know. My mom's always was telling me, actions speak louder than words, baby. You know, you can know all you want. You can have all the papers you want. But if you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole. It's really that simple. So what do you do about people like this? Well, aside from the ones that cause you any sort of immediate physical danger or threat, you know, you take actions as necessary within the realm of the law as best you can to not have that around you. With regards to these other people, it's like you have to become a consummate observer. You have to watch, you have to listen, you have to look for patterns. Sometimes, you know, perhaps going so far as to take journal notes, you know, who it was, what they said, how they behaved, what they did. And if you find that this is a pattern, again, within legal reason, you find a way to disengage yourself from that person, those persons, those parties. Because, you know, whoever you are listening to this, you're not obligated to be harmed, hurt, injured, insulted, etc. by anyone for any reason, especially if you're not going out there and doing this sort of thing to people. If you're a good person, and you know who you are as a person, and if you don't, you'll figure it out, you know the difference between right and wrong, generally at the least. So, I don't know, do the right thing, do something decent, be kind to people. You know, and if you can't be kind and decent and civil, try not to interact with humanity until you're at a place where you can, because otherwise you wind up causing grief. You'll have to find this. It's somewhere out there. It's a audio file that I put out. God, it's probably been 2 decades now, and I believe it's called Pass It On version 2, and it talks about some concepts, some ideas, all of which round out to just being a decent person. I'm not talking you need to be the next Mother Teresa or Gandhi. That's kind of high up in the wheelhouse for many of us, myself included. I'm not there yet. But just, you know, be a decent soul. Be a good soul. And again, you know the difference between right and wrong. And I think one of the 4 statements I made was something to the effect of, if you don't believe the same thing as someone else or have the same faith or ideology as someone else, okay, fine. at least don't harm them. There is a book I read out of the Buddhist camp in which the Dalai Lama of that particular time, and I think it's the same one we currently have on post, pretty much said the same statement, different words. And it was personally very gratifying to know that I had that sort of mindset going on, that sort of thought processes going on in my own head as someone that I consider to be a very great and wise soul. So I think that's pretty much it for this particular podcast. So I think I'm going to entitle this Be Aware as a podcast. And, next time around, maybe I'll pick up the cards, but I was feeling very pressed to get this stated, get this recorded. Sometimes that's just the way it is. I mean, to sit down and do the readings, that's one thing. But I kind of feel like, as I'm trying to get into the habit of saying, I feel like there's some stuff I need to say. And I also feel like that there's some people out there who need to hear what I'm saying. Not that I've got all the answers figured out, I don't. And those that are telling you they do, watch closely. We're all on our own path. We're all moving at our own pace. We're on nobody's timeline but our own. So trust in that. Have faith in that. Move forward with your life. Be the change in the world you want to see. And that didn't come from me. It came from someone else. And let's be a light. We need more light in the world. We need more love. We need more peace. We need more decency and civility. From the heart. So we'll call this a wrap. This has been Scot, our consultant. Website xpr3.com. And I look forward to the next podcast, whenever that may be. Y'all take care of yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Namaste. Scot out.